because it involves frames, and doing frames in races is never fun. So I'm actually going to do the old route through this level, which involves still one of the coolest damage boosts in the game. It's supposed to save about 15 seconds, but you get to see what we like to call Ropey Rumpus DLC.
In our second Burn Your Rope update, Raikou missed 15 seconds.
Yep. Wait. Why am I grabbing parry? I don't need parry. This is not Hundo. So now I gotta jump over this bonus barrel. And then I fail to jump over the bonus barrel. I was wondering when I was gonna go into a bonus by mistake. See you later, 6-5 bonus 2. You're terrible. Whoopsie.
Don't feel bad, I'll end up in the 7-1 again.
Alright, time for Barbos. Alright, so most of the Barbos fight's pretty easy, but the second phase, there's an opportunity to save about 8 seconds. Oh, nice RNG, by the way. There's an opportunity I'll have to save about 8 seconds, but it involves a setup that is near up, wasting 8 seconds.
The way I've been practicing that one recently is I've just taken a screenshot of the game and made it transparent over my stream so I can try to align on guard properly, but I still haven't been able to line it up properly.
The pixels are hard.
I know.
Hundo Tournament would be Demon Battler. I would love that, but you wouldn't get enough runners. There are very, very few players that run Hundo, unfortunately.
If I get my sub 59, I said I would try to get into it.
I have Solo Kitty. Also the match length is quite a bit too, because it is a 2-hour run.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get the correct Kong in the lead for 7-1.
Oh, I just lost Dixie. I know it's a pretty easy jump to mess up, but towards the end, if you don't jump on the rock properly before the screen stops scrolling, you will slide off and die.
Now, in 7-1, you actually want to be able to stay on these conveyor ropes moving forward as long as possible, and the ones moving backward as little as possible. So there's a bonus barrel coming up that... It's the one bonus barrel in the game you actually have to end that bonus barrel. Hello? I love hitboxes, don't you?
Yep. No, do not go in there on guard. I almost went into a bonus barrel myself.
Alright, time for RNG Caverns. So every every runner that has had runs on whatever pace that they're looking to go to. I remember when Supreme was grinding for a 49, I was just in disbelief at the number of 49 pace runs that he lost to Ghost Barrel RNG. You can lose 20-25 seconds to Ghost Barrel RNG in this level.
So yeah, it's a very unforgiving stage your first couple of times through it.
Because you want to generally have Dixie for that level, but Crumple and Dixie don't really get along. Oh yeah, there's a crash you can do in this stage too.
Oh sure, blame me. I'm not actually blaming you. I say that to anybody who says crash.
Like, you can actually hardlock the game in that level. It's pretty great. Now, that last barrel before the end moves so quickly that I have seen a few runners pause buffer it, and I didn't start my hover soon enough. That's okay, though. There's going to be a DK bro I can pick up at the start of the next stage. Raikou used Thunderbolt. It's super effective. Hey, Nintendo, Raikou Animal Buddy for the stage when, please? OP.
Raikou for Smash, win.
Apparently not since Melee.
You never know, people still work on Project M.
So just to set this to rest, the lightning in this level is not RNG. It is position-based, and it takes a lot of practice to understand what the lightning can and can't do.
I lost out on my one and only sub 59 because of lightning lookout, so I didn't know that either.
It takes a ton of grinding to understand what the lightning can and can't do. There's also a ton of damage boosts you can do in this level. I'm not going to be going for any of them, and I almost went into that bonus, too.
Okay, coming up on B-skip myself here.
Because aren't I, like, 65 bonus coins short here?
Oh, I missed it.
Alright, we made it out alive. That's what's important. Slow in a race setting is like, slow doesn't matter for that level in a race setting. It's just staying alive. So now we're in Coindozer Clamber, which is one of the easier stages in World 7, but it's still not easy.
It's also quite broken.
Oh yes, oh yes. You need to be careful at the angle that you fly into a Coindozer, because if you fly into a Coindozer at the wrong angle, you can actually clip inside of it, and then it will shove you out of its hitbox and likely knock you into a pit.
I would almost argue that it's much safer going through that level without picking up the checkpoints than actually picking it up, because it can be a death trap if you have to restart from the checkpoint.
Well, getting out of there isn't too bad. So I think this has a chance to be a 55 still. My PB in this game is a 54.35. And I actually just got that in a practice race with Crash right before the race.
And I believe you had a couple people saying you were hustling them on your time.
So, normally in an any percent route, you would not go into this bonus, but I'm going into this bonus intentionally to pick up On Guard. Because On Guard makes this level significantly easier, even with the controls backwards. So the gimmick of Poisonous Pipeline is your left and right are reversed, but even if your left and right weren't reversed, this level would still be very difficult, because Rare stepped up the enemy count quite a bit in this stage.
A lot of it is clownfish, though, so, I mean, hit or miss, it can be pretty hard.
Well, a lot of them also move a lot more quickly than the fish from the rest of the game, so especially your first time through the game, this level is just a nightmare. I mean, how many people tried to deal with this by turning their controller upside down their first time through the game, or if you play on emulator, just be a cheater and remap the buttons.
That too. Even I'll admit I've done that before.
I didn't have that luxury because I played on console my first time through this game. In any case, we're coming up on the final boss, Chaos. We gotta go through a couple phases of Tin Can, and then King K. Rool himself. This is good.
Little side note is that boss is a lot more forgiving than any other ones, because it's the only one with a checkpoint.
This is probably my favorite boss in the entire series, in terms of speedruns. Because Because instead of in DKC 1 and 2, where most of the bosses are glorified auto-scrollers, there's actually a ton of ways you can make this fight faster.
Mm-hmm. Would you argue that this one is easier than 2?
No, I think that this final boss fight is incredibly difficult. Of course, when you've beaten this game a few hundred times, you tend to learn how to fight this guy.
I'm in RNG cabin right now, and the RNG is affecting me quite a bit.
Did I get this? Okay, cool. So the amount of time that King K. Rool spends kind of flailing about his laboratory, it's not a set amount of time, it's a number of wall kicks. So you want to try to make sure to hit him as close as possible to the wall every time. At least in that first phase. The rest of the phases, K. Rool is just hovering, so it's not as big a deal. But that particular cycle skip does save about 6 seconds.
Yeah, these green barrels are really taking it to me right now.
K. Rool flipping the switch on his console is a good visual cue for that jump. There is a thing I could go there for called Task K. Rool, which allows you to get that hit off a couple of seconds faster, but as you can imagine from the name, it's incredibly precise. By the way,
that was a really good RNG cavern.
By the way, time's coming up for me. And time. 55:34 with a reset. I'll take it.
Alright, Lightning Lookout for me right now. This stage has never been nice to me.
Oh, Lightning Lookout's a terrifying stage.
There's a whole speech I come up for this level specifically when I'm doing runs, but it's a little less than friendly, I'll say, so I'll save that for a private stream. Or when I'm doing my own solo thing.
But absolutely, just give CrashMcCloud a follow, because he is an up-and-coming runner that has put quite a bit of work into learning DKC3 any percent. He's improved significantly in a very short amount of time. So give him all your support, and we can turn him into a runner that can get 54s, 54s, 53s, maybe even 52s, 51s.
Appreciate that. For my followers, please give Raikou a follow as well. He's been very entertaining and very helpful to get me through this. I've been a lot more calm since I've started running this game with him too.
Thanks. And I wish you luck on the rest of your tournament matches.
Thank you, you too. I know you got 2 more later tonight too, don't you?
Actually, you are correct. Coming up in about 30 minutes is a couple of races, actually featuring myself, for the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament. So if you've never seen Randomizer before, you're going to want to watch this. What it's going to do is it will take Super Mario Bros. 3 and change elements of it to create an experience that the players have never seen before, and they'll have to react to it as it's being presented to them.
Now, just a question out of context here. How is it exactly considered a speedrun if you're technically running a brand new game every time?
I don't want to actually go there, because the speedrunners versus like traditional speedrunners versus randomizer players, that is a very hot topic, and that is something I would not like to discuss on this channel, please.
All right, I apologize about that. I was just curious.
But I would be more than happy to. I'd be more than happy to debate that with you, just not here.
I can live with that. I got all the respect in the world for the randomizer runners. That's just something that popped to my mind.
And those two races. Let me actually look that up. I believe those are versus Gimp Extreme. It'll be myself versus Gimp Extreme, and it'll be back-to-back races.
Alright, I'm in Coin Dozer right now. Not gonna try that. That's the broken one there in the middle of that group of coins. If you try to spin on top of him, there's a high chance that you'll clip right through him, and then he'll either bounce you off, or if you can somehow manage to save it, you have a chance of going right down one of the pits.
That's actually one of the reasons why I like hovering on that level a lot more than most runners do, even though it's slower. One important skill for races that I tell people a lot is, in a race situation, consistency is the key.
Alright, poison pipeline for me. I'm gonna try to get, I might not be able to get to, on guard now because I just lost Dixie Kong.
Consistency is so important. So I think actually what I'm gonna do while Crash is finishing is I'm gonna showcase a couple of glitches real quick.
Alright, I just died, so I can at least get Dixie back. I'm just now realizing that had I not had those last couple of deaths in Lightning Lookout here and here, I might have been able to PB.
Right. Finish strong, Crash. You got this.
Don't know who said that, but thank you.
That was me.
I'm actually gonna get that checkpoint just for safety's sake.
It's not a bad idea in races, that's for sure. That is not the correct Kong to do this. Palom, I'm actually using SNES 9X GX.
Oh. I had to save myself right there. Almost said something I didn't want to. I just swam right in that clownfish twice. I thought I could have saved that. Oh well. Alright, just playing this steady, get myself through Poison Pipeline. I'm pretty close to the end, though. Just one more set of clownfish, jump out of the water, and then we're on to K-Roll. Oh, sorry, chat out Chaos. Clearly, K-Roll cannot be behind this. Before we ruin the big plot twist of the game.
Silliness can I do? Oh, I know what else I I know what else I can do.
What are you showing off right now?
Just some glitches that aren't useful in speedruns, but are hilarious. Like maybe before you finish, I'll be able to pull off Belch's dental work.
Only had it happen once.
Belch's dental work is pretty funny if you're not familiar with it. So Belch's teeth pop out if you hit him on the same frame that he lands. You'll do it by accident, and then you can never do it when you want to showcase it.
Soft lock where I actually picked up the bonus coin too quickly on the spider boss. I didn't know that was even a thing until the first time I got it last summer.
Welcome to Why People Run J.
Yeah.
Because you is just a glitchy mess. I guess I'm not gonna get this in time.
You might, have faith.
I'm gonna go show off something else. Oh, I know what I can show off. I can show off Buzzer Barrage Oob. There's Oob in this game.
Oob.
Out of bounds.
Oh, okay. See, I'm learning. Have faith, I just completely lost Dixie on my own mistake.
Yeah, you don't want to lose Dixie in that fight. If you lose Dixie, you're just sunk. So yeah, now we're out of bounds. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do.